Hello and welcome back to AYWHV View. I'm Sam.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Brandon.
Otherwise known as Brandinho, Lego, Beamiz, master of the show, you name it, this is the boy. Brandon come out to Amsterdam with me and Tom. Tom's mate, my mate now as well, sort of. We get on,
sometimes.
Yeah, a little scrap every now and then, but nothing more than that. So he's actually our first guest, first official guest on the pod. We've had a few come and go, whatever, but it's nice to have our first guest being a die-hard proper West Ham fan.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
It's nice to be here, mate. It's nice to be here. So, questions, and we want to do this every time we get a new guest on. So, Brandon, why are you a West Ham fan, mate?
I mean, if you look about everywhere, like where we
Essex,
live, Essex, like West Ham is like massive. Yeah. And the fact my mum supports it as well, I just kind of drifted into it. Everyone at school and everything. Yeah. So it just happened. Yeah, naturally. So
okay. I mean, we all know West Ham are massive. We all know basically the whole of Essex is West Ham, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, unless you're a years, but you know.
But we will feel sorry for them, don't we?
Yeah, we feel bad for them chaps at the moment.
It's funny actually. We was in the airport yesterday. We was just. Our flight was delayed by an hour. I was just sort of playing these games, and then we was like, right, let's go around in the three and let's name Premier League sides. So we got through, bang, 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 bang. Got to 19, and we couldn't think of the 20th team. We was like, what the hell? Tom was out because he had run out of time on his go.
No, that's
no. You were.
You was out.
I just said the team that you already said.
You forgot the team.
Yeah, I said Aston Villa or something, and it was already mentioned.
Right. Well,
I do know my Premier League teams.
You weren't listening. Anyway, the 20th team ended up being who? Tottenham. Yeah.
And it actually was genuine as well.
Yeah,
it wasn't even like we was taking the piss.
No, we forgot about them. It's not hard to. But there you go. So second question: What's your best memory as a West Ham fan?
Well, I think obviously we went to Dam. That's up there for me. It's got like my first ever European away game. So that's definitely up there.
Yeah.
I think Newcastle away last season, the whole experience for that was...
That was the first away game back. Well, that's the first game back from COVID.
That was my first away game for West Ham. It was. I never got around to it before, and ever since I've just been non-stop, really.
Yeah.
And
that was a journey, weren't it, to West Ham away? Newcastle.
Yeah, it was.
You had to get a new car off the back of that.
Yeah, I know, puffing out black smoke on the way back. I think, those two probably stand out. Obviously, the more recent home Europa games like Seville, that was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I mean, Ghent and
Alkmaar,
they were both brilliant as well.
Seville, obviously.
Yeah.
You forgot your best one, mate. He doesn't even know. Burnley away, 0-0.
Oh, Jesus.
That was awful. I think we spoke about that on the pod before. I think we got a coach at 4:30, 5 o'clock from Carpenter's Arms. And then we ended up getting to Burnley for, was it 2 o'clock kickoff? God, it was awful. 0-0. Great.
I think it must have been about 16, 17 hours of travelling.
Yes, and what do you expect though?
Awful.
Yeah, for a 0-0.
And the final question, being as we're coming towards the end of the season and obviously transfer windows around the corner, who's your dream signing for next season?
You see, I'm not going to go for something ridiculous. It's not going to happen. There's one that we've been linked to recently that I really like the sound of.
Lionel?
Lionel
Messi?
He'd do the job, I reckon. Yeah,
he's no PFA, is he?
No,
he's not. He's not Cy Benrahma. But I'll say Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
We've been linked to him, and I just think every time I've seen him, he just looks...
He's a good player, isn't he?
Really good player.
I don't know how that Leicester team's down there in the first place, to be honest with you.
They're like us. On paper, both our teams, like in the relegation battle, we've got the best one.
We have.
We both have the best one, definitely.
Leicester, we both finished top 7, top 6, didn't we? Last couple of seasons.
Leicester got like Champions League.
They won the FA Cup.
That's what I mean.
It's crazy. It's
They've
crazy.
Been in Europa loads of times as well.
It is mental. But I think that's a good start. Really, I think it's nice. It's nice to actually have someone else on the pod, giving different opinions. You ain't going to get bored of our faces. You've got another face, beautiful face, old Brandinho. Steady on now. Part 2. We haven't done a pod for a few weeks, so we need to look back on a few of the results. And since we've done one, we actually went on a bit of a bad run. We lost 3 on the bounce. We beat Bournemouth away 4-0, which was brilliant. I mean, none of us managed to get down to that one, but 4-0 away against a team who I think at the time they'd won 4 in 6, and they're still doing all right in their Bournemouth. They're nearly up to 40 points, so good result away from home. In fact, a key 3 points if you look at where we are now in the league.
Massive.
Yeah, because we then went on to lose 2-1 at home to Liverpool, which we should have got something out of.
Yeah.
We lost 4-3, which was an entertaining game against Palace. A few dodgy decisions.
Yeah.
If you remember, you got the penalty for AYWHV when he tapped him on the hip, went down. I think we scored all our goals from set pieces that game as well.
All 3 were from corners, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so, mate. So bit dubious, and then we lost away to City. Let's not even bother talking about that.
It's always going to happen.
We're never going
to happen.
Yeah,
isn't it?
we're never going to beat them. And then the big one was the 3 points at home. That absolute thunderbolt from Saïd Benrahma.
Yeah.
David De Gea, Flappy De Gea. I mean, look, I think that was Saïd Benrahma's 3rd goal from open play this season. Hammer of the year. Because everyone's saying him. But who is it? Because I know he's had some really good games, but,
Do you know what?
What do you think?
I'll be honest. Obviously, Declan Rice is, Declan Rice. Don't need to describe who he is or what he does for us. He's our best player by a country mile. But if you look at the big moments this season, Man United win 1-0. Big goal from De Gea, I was about to say, but Benrahma finished it, and the penalty against AYWHV in the first leg, another huge moment for our season. I think obviously Declan Rice is week in, week out a world-class footballer, but them big moments, I know Benrahma's he's a bit of a bottler and he might have 12 chances in a game like he did against Villa, but he scored a few crucial goals in the last few weeks, so he's definitely got a case.
Yes, I think I don't know if that was 3 goals from open play in the league or just throughout the whole season, but I mean he scored some nice free kicks. His penalties are good. He's got a really good penalty on him. Who's your hammer of the year?
It is Rice or Benrahma. I mean, like Benrahma, like you said, the 3 open goals.
It's got to be better,
open play goals. But at the end of the day, it's not just goals for him, and it's the same for Bowen as well. Like, obviously, he's not been as good this season, but you don't just look at the goals. Like what Benrahma in particular brings to the team as well. He's always wanting to get forwards. And we kind of need that. In this team. That's why I kind of want Harvey Barnes, because he's someone similar.
He's a different option.
Player, exactly. I feel like we do need those kind of players to get kind of close to Antonio. And
I agree. I think you got Saïd and Bowen on the wing. Other than them two, in terms of out and out wingers. Cornet, he's been injured all season. He's never really settled in.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say with Cornet. Well, I think next season, and same goes for Scamacca, although we've already kind of seen what he's going to offer. I think he will be a big player for us next season.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, for sure I do.
I think we do need to give players like Cornet another chance, because he's been
injured all year, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He's been injured all year.
You can't expect a player to come back in that quickly.
No way.
But then again, we invested at the start of the season in a bit more depth, and thankfully we did have the likes. We've got Benrahma, we've got Fornals. Cornet's been injured, but we've actually had that depth this season, haven't we? Where we've managed to rotate enough to do well in Europe. Okay, the league form's not been great, but we've done enough. We've kept the head above water in the league, and we've really gone for this competition.
Depth is vital. You can never have, I feel like, enough good players, because especially when you're playing in 4 or 5 different competitions throughout the season. You've got the Premier League, the 2 Cups, and then obviously the Conference League for us. You've got 4 competitions. You've really got to have at least 2 starting 11s.
You do. Yeah.
But I feel like that's where we've always struggled.
Because there are gifted players in our Bs. They're not at the same level. I mean, look at what happens at Brentford the other day.
Literally, that's what I was just about to say. All right, so you look at we had the outcome of our first leg, which we'll touch on quickly in a second when we just reflect on both of the legs. But we obviously lost away to Brentford, and we made 9 changes. The only 2 players that started from the last Prem game was Fabianski and Susek. You had Downs in there, Emerson, Cornet.
It was.
Oh, was it?
Okay. Yeah, because Fabianski wasn't in the. But it's the same principle, isn't it?
We got beaten by a pretty average Brentford side on the day.
They didn't have Ivan Toney, did they?
No, they weren't great.
No, but then again, we gave Rice and Benrahma half an hour, and Divine Mabamba as well, which he was unlucky, wasn't he?
But again,
and we changed the game.
Again, we got. Well, that goal should have stood. That could have changed everything. It was a handball, but when you actually look at the rules, it says if a player that the player that hasn't scored,
Yeah.
if a player in the build-up accidentally handballs it, they can't give it.
No.
And it's on the Prem website as well. You can have a look, and that goal should have stood. So I don't understand.
It's weird, isn't it? Because you had it a couple of weeks ago where you've got Lindelof handball.
Yeah, I mean, if Mbama's handball was a handball, then surely
Mbama, Thiago as well.
I think the way to sum these last 5 games that we've missed up, however many, is just the VAR absolute mare. Like that's you just have to put it down to VAR.
I mean, Thiago's hand literally bounced off of it twice.
He's done
twice.
both.
He's playing basketball. Yeah, it's no good. It's no good. And Lindelof, you can see him clearly moving his arm
towards the ball.
He had wild foul against Palace as well. Like, there's been so many since the last podcast. There's been so many errors. I think
we've had the most overturned goals in the league. Or just general VAR decisions that have gone against us.
I mean, by all means, we've not been great this season. But I mean, another big one. Look at that Chelsea game at the start of the season.
Yeah.
Like, I know you have probably touched up on that on here before, but that was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
And you know what they started doing? I saw on social media they started releasing loads of the footage of the VAR, like them speaking, doing the lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when they're making decisions, I want to see what they thought for that. Like, what did they say when
What one was it?
The Bowen one on
okay.
Yeah.
Was that this season or last season?
That was this season.
It was.
At the start. That's again. These decisions have sent us rock bottom. When realistically, like I said, we've not been great, but we could be higher. We could be
top 10.
We could
be top 10.
We could be like 10th, 11th.
Yeah. Absolutely, mate.
We wouldn't be in this situation right
Definitely. So let's look over the 2 legs. First of all, the home game, obviously 2-1 win. We went 1-0 down, and it was quite clear early on. I think, obviously, since the game, there's been a lot of reaction from Moyes and the squad, and they sort of said, actually, we was a bit surprised by them because they kept the ball really well. I mean, the Dutch ball retention is brilliant anyway. I think we do kind of know that, but they kept it better than we thought. But they didn't have a lot going forward, and they got a goal out of nothing, didn't they?
They did get a goal out of nothing. I don't remember when we played Villa recently, we just kind of stood off them. We kind of took that same approach. It was like, you can play how you want to play. I don't think we expected them to knock the ball around as well as they did. But what came to our advantage was, as you said, the Dutch are known for playing good football, but that kind of last moment in the final third, they weren't very prolific. Their goal, personally, I think Areola could have done a lot better.
Definitely.
But it's gone for his hands, isn't it?
It's gone for his hands, However, we came out in that second half, and credit to Ben Rama, credit to the boys. I mean, I think you said at half time, I think you said we've been here with Frankfurt, the refs, we weren't at the ref sides, the players kind of lost their heads going into the dressing room at half time. But we had the experience to kind of fight through and get the result, didn't we?
Yeah, I texted Dad who wasn't at the game, and I said, we're going to beat these. Even though it's 1-0 down, I was still confident based on the fact that we've been there last year, we've done it, okay, it didn't go the way we wanted it last year, but I just think we had too much going forward. And I mean, okay, it might have taken a penalty to kickstart us, but it only took another 8-9 minutes before we got our second goal. It was just a shame we didn't get our third, because it would have meant that the 94 minutes we sat in that bar in Amsterdam sweating our nuts off thinking, is this actually going to happen, would have been a lot easier. But I guess we'll just jump straight into the away leg then. So that's why we're here. We've obviously done the trip together. It was a quality trip, wasn't it? Absolute belter. Belter.
We only went for 2 days.
Yeah.
But it felt like we got everything we wanted to do.
That's my work phone? That's fine. Stuff show work.
No, I feel like we got everything we wanted to do in those 2 days.
Definitely.
We got everything done.
Absolutely.
We could have done 3 days, but like it doesn't matter. Like we went out there for West Ham, and
that's it.
It was good. It was
a belter of a trip. I mean, it was nice to meet people like Jess out there, Jamie, Harry as well. Harry messaged me start of the week. He's just a friend of mine from the local area. I used to referee a few years ago, and I refed him, and I think you played against him on Monday night as well.
Last Monday we played against each other, and then Thursday we ended up in Dam together watching West Ham.
He just messaged me Monday night. He said, "How are you getting to Dam?" He's actually his granddad played for West Ham. Kevin Locke. He had over 120 appearances, I believe. So shout out to Harry and Kevin. But so it turns out he was on the same flights. We flew into Eindhoven, which was sort of a cheaper, better way, and it was alright in the end, weren't it? We got to Eindhoven by sort of 10:30, 11. hour train. Was in there just after 12 into Amsterdam Central. I think our hotel was about 20 minutes out of it, weren't it?
Full of West Ham though, when on the journey.
Oh yeah, full of West Ham, and especially the flight coming back. But we'll get to that. So yeah, we ended up jumping in the Uber. I've got a little picture of Tom outside the old, big old. Sometimes you get in an Uber and you think, why the hell were you an Uber driver? And he had a big flash Mercedes, 4x4 Mercedes, and he must have been high. He was some Moroccan bloke or something. Must have been high.
He loved it, didn't he?
He was lovely.
He absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Funny man. But yeah, after that, obviously, we headed straight to the main square. Saw where the West Ham faithful were. I mean, when we went to Ghent a few weeks back, we just parked up at a bar. Everyone's drinking, and actually, I mean, it's nice because you sat down. But this time we thought, you know what? Let's just stand up, go and get some tins, because you probably save like 100 quid on.
You save a lot of money, but.
How much was it? It was like €6 for about 6 tins.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's good.
That's cheaper than the pint.
Yeah, it's silly not to, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
Exactly.
Unless obviously you're in like a big, like the Ghent one was different because it was loads of restaurants, and the only standing area was where the trams went through, weren't it?
Yeah, I think pros and cons for Ghent and Amsterdam. The square with Ghent created. It felt like there was more West Ham there than there probably was.
Yeah.
Because Amsterdam was so stretched out, there was loads of different bars you could go to.
Yeah.
But that was nice because you kind of hop between each bar, wouldn't you, and see more people.
Yeah. It was good. It was brilliant. And then I guess we should talk about the game. Obviously, we didn't have tickets. Only about just under 1,000 tickets were available. A lot went to corporate. A lot went to the Bond. Fair enough. They're there. A lot went to people like Andy Carroll, Marlon Harewood, Anton Ferdinand. All these big names were in the away end. Obviously, Tony Cotty probably had a ticket, didn't he? Or did he?
He just got a ticket.
I mean, Mark Noble was obviously the man who sorted all these players out. It's like the 04-05 squad, isn't it? Or the 05-06. Yeah, we ended up going to, I think, Susie's Salon and Rick's Cafe with the bars. Good bars. I met, again, it's just brilliant. When I went to Liverpool away last year, I ended up going up there to meet my uncle, and I stayed in a hotel, met a West Ham fan there, got to know him. And I'm walking down Amsterdam, like one of the main canals, and there he is, like bump into him, literally get off there, turn around, it's just the West Ham family, a chap called Jason that I met on Tottenham away last season. She met him on the train. There he is at this bar that we're going to. It's brilliant. But we went to Susie's first of all, didn't we? And that was a bit... it was a good atmosphere.
It was a good atmosphere, but I mean, I remember the game started and they obviously had a stream on, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was English commentary, so they just kept on cutting out like literally every single 20 seconds. It's like we came out here to watch a 90-minute game. And
they had one job.
Yeah, they have one job, and when it's on like 2 frames per second, it's like you can't do it. So. Yeah, like you said, Rick's Cafe next door. Luckily, they were showing it.
That was good, man.
And it was quite tight and compact, but obviously we went upstairs. How many were upstairs? Probably about 50, 60 of us.
Yeah, it's got to be.
But that's all we needed.
Yeah,
that's all we needed, because in such a tight space.
It was brilliant, man.
Yeah, it was
brilliant.
Yeah, it was great.
Second half, so I think our pals Harry and his mates were actually up there, and they had a few seats for us in the second half, because the first half we stood up.
In a glass box.
Watching it through the glass.
I mean, if we talk about the game, obviously we were set out to counter and defend resolutely. I don't think we were particularly concerned about their threat going forward. I think you could see that by the way we set up. But what we did set up to do is counter, and we did it a few times, and we couldn't make the most of it. I think he had that one with Paqueta. Brilliant play. I think Rice picked up on the left wing. He's played it into Antonio. He's held it, swiveled into Paqueta. He's cut back on his left, and it's just hit the post. So that'd have been mental if that went in.
Just on that, I'd say the first leg we didn't see much of that from Antonio, did we? Like shrugging off the defenders.
He's poor.
Yeah, I know he got the goal.
He kept on throwing himself to the floor.
Yeah, he did.
And it's like, I don't understand why you do that when you're built like a. You know what I mean? Like, like literally. So it's like use that as an advantage.
And he did. He did in the second half.
Yeah, he did in the second half. Yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty sure he said something about it. I can't remember where I saw it from.
It was after the game on BT. He came out and said, I didn't play my best.
Yeah,
he said it.
Yeah, he acknowledged it. So fair play to him for going out there and
100%. He played brilliant. He played really well. And like you say, this time he was actually holding the ball, standing firm, not looking for the fouls. He didn't need to look for the fouls because he's got the strength to get past these players and actually create a goal or a chance. But other key moments in the game. So Kera, obviously, I think Koufal's going to get the nod in the final on the basis that he's from obviously Prague, or he played for Slavia Prague.
Yeah.
He's from Czech Republic and all that. I think he'll get the nod in the final. I think he'll be fit as well. Obviously, Koufal's just coming back from an injury. But Kera, he's all right. He's done okay. But that one where he nearly put it in his own net. There's the angle where you actually see Areola.
Great save.
It was a great save.
He couldn't do it with his hands. Well, I don't know why he didn't go with his hands.
Because it could
It
be
was
passed
actually a
as
pass back,
yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah. It wasn't like a deflection. It was actually a pass to the keeper. But yeah, Areola saved the
he
day,
couldn't
didn't
have put that more bottom left.
No, it was a great strike. It was a great save.
Like if he did that the other side,
Well, that's what a Gerd should have done. Down the other end. A Gerd.
Exactly,
A Gerd had the chance where, again, it was brilliant. It was actually a long ball, I think.
Antonio, great touch.
Held the defender off. He's put it in. I think someone's flicked it on again.
Soucek flicked it back post. Aguard.
If we're being honest, like that came at him really quickly. It did come at him really quickly. Like obviously, you're not used to those kind of situations where you just kind of stick your foot in.
As a centre half,
yeah.
Danny Ings, different story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone like Danny Ings will probably score that. Yeah,
but Areola obviously let that one in the first leg, but I think he was all right in that second leg. He done his job as you'd expect for a goalkeeper. He saved most things that come at him. He didn't really have any too. The only dodgy one was the one when he come out and it hit Zuma's arm.
Yeah, it was dodgy. It wasn't a pen, but you wouldn't put it past the crappy officials in the Premier League anyway. But I think Areola's game management was really good. You know, he'd make a save, he'd go on his, lay on the floor, make a laugh about it.
It was one of those games that you needed to be a little bit.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Like they did in the first half against us.
Yeah.
They were wasting time, weren't they? Do you remember the first leg?
Yeah. And I don't understand teams that do that. It happened at Arsenal as well, didn't it? When they went 2-0 up, time wasted in the first half.
You just set yourself up for it, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
And then they kill their own momentum.
Yeah.
They kill their own momentum. So it's
and then when the other team get back in, it's like, oh, what do we do now?
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
A guard, obviously, he has some good moments, bad moments. What about the one with a pen? I watched it back a lot, and I might be biased, but I don't think it's a pen. However, if it was given,
you can't argue.
You can't argue it because he's got none of the ball. He's got a lot of the player, but the player did it like he was already going over.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, like, obviously I've looked back at it as well, and I thought he didn't win the ball. No. He didn't win the ball, but you can see in the replay that the player is already falling. It looks like he's kind of throwing himself to the ground. Yeah, I think if he didn't do that and he kept on just running normally, if he made that tackle,
there would have been contact.
There would have been contact. Then that would have been a pen. Yeah.
I think, to be honest, I do agree. I think you just don't put. I haven't been this season. I've not been raving about Aguard. I think that game was probably one of his best games he's had in the West Ham shirt. Generally, I believe he played really well. So shout out to him for that. But that specific moment, I just feel like, it's 80th minute, just stay on your feet. Just stay on your feet. You're showing him wide anyway. You're asking for a penalty.
Yeah, he has a few, didn't he?
But he played well. I think he played well. He drove to the halfway line, didn't he, at one point as well? Like the Declan Rice stride. I think he played really well.
100%.
Yeah, like you said, if that did get given, you can't argue. You can't argue.
No, because he has come from behind, not got any of the ball, but you got that sort of. Ref did let the game flow pretty well.
Yeah, I think he did all right.
Yeah.
I do think he did all right.
Absolutely.
And he played well as well.
Yeah. So you obviously had Danny Ings obviously come on. PF8, Pablo Fornals. He come on for Ben Rama, was it?
Yeah.
And what was you saying? Lego. What was Lego saying when he come on?
It wasn't just me. You said it as well. You said it as well.
Yeah, I did.
He came on and we were all like, brilliant. But there's the thing, because Ben Rama played well in the first and second leg.
Yeah.
Like, first leg he was brilliant. He probably could have got another one at the end, but I think he was the one. Him and Paqueta in particular, I think were the ones that are making everything happen.
Look, all I'll say is, right, the reason I think he brought Pablo Fornals on, it weren't to score the goal. Obviously, if he scores, great. Pablo Fornals will defend better than Ben Rama.
Yeah, definitely.
So 0-0, you're thinking, right, let's just shut up shop, let's just get this done with. And he ended up performing a miracle, which might have brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah. Chloe would have been over the moon.
This is the thing. I think that point. What minute was it? Like the 70th. No, I mean at the 70th
Oh,
minute when he came on.
Must be about that.
Late
That's
70,
too. It was earlier than that. I think it was around the 70 mark. I think it was way too early to do that. There's still 20 minutes of football there, and if we do end up crumbling, and it goes to pens, that's our best penalty taker.
That was the point I was going to say.
That's our best penalty taker out the game.
This is why you got to trust in the Moisés.
Exactly.
He knows what he's
Obviously,
doing.
at the end of the day, it worked pretty nicely. But
75th minute, so yeah, it was quite early.
75th minute, yeah. So yeah, there's about 20 minutes left.
A
So
lot of my pals are saying, why can't we just have Moisés our European manager? Get a no Prem manager in. But I mean, so the goal itself, obviously, the ball's gone long. It was just a goal kick, I think, wasn't it? Or it might have been a long clearance, whatever. Susek wins the header. It falls to one of their players. Fornals wins that ball, doing the defensive work that's been around my mind not
Susek
done.
won the header, didn't he?
Yeah. But then out of nowhere, he's just got one-on-one with the centre half, and you think he's not really the sort of fella that can beat someone one-on-one.
He's not got pace.
No, he doesn't have pace.
And he's just put it through his legs, and he looked right, looked left, bang.
He still didn't go quickly because the nutmeg was just so unexpected. I think, like,
Sent him.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was just a load of space behind him, wasn't there?
And yeah, the way he took the goal as well was actually really. I thought he messed it up.
Yeah.
I thought he messed it up, but the way he took it was brilliant. To find that corner from
Right
that
at the bottom
angle
corner.
with on pressure as well, because there's someone like behind him. He did so well.
What a feeling!
Brilliant goal.
Obviously, we went nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely mental. I mean, it's just what you go at. I mean, the limbs wouldn't have been there if it ended 0-0. I know we're in the final.
Yeah, we would have been.
We would have been going mental, but
Yeah.
the actual off the back of almost the last kick of the game.
Yeah, I feel like we've spent loads to go out there,
Yeah.
and you do kind of want to see at least one goal,
You do,
don't
yeah.
you? Because
I do
you
think-
go and see a 0-0, it's not
Yeah.
the same.
It's
not
not
the same.
You're in the final, yeah. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't believe
It's like Burnley away, but with a win.
Yeah.
that-
But I think if you said to me before the game, how would you have wanted that game to go? For the money you pay and you're going out there, that's how I'd wanted
the
it.
limbs.
Last minute limbs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't,
To send
you
us to
can't
the
beat
final.
it.
Like,
I mean,
but yeah.
Well, we went outside. Like, Harry, he just stood there with his hands in his head the whole time.
Yeah.
I didn't really know how to react.
I was just
either.
like-
I didn't really know. I hadn't processed it at
No.
the time. Like it was still, I was still thinking like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I mean, even now, I mean, we only landed 11 o'clock last night. 10 o'clock last night. Obviously, it's the morning after now, and I can't believe it. I mean, we are West Ham, and we are in a European final.
Mental.
It is crazy.
I mean, on that point as well, you were saying this morning about Talk Sports. I don't know who it was. It's Carlton Cole and another chap, and he was sort of saying, as of right now, obviously, Man City haven't won anything yet. They haven't even won. Did they win? No, they didn't win the Carabao. That's why.
Southampton knocked them out, didn't they?
Yeah, but end of the day, they're in the FA Cup final. They're in the Champions League final. They're top of the Premier League. They're having an unbelievable season. And if they go on to win probably one of them, even maybe two of them, even maybe three, then obviously they're having the best season of anybody. But then they're saying Man United, top four finish, FA Cup win.
Yep.
How good a season is that?
respectable.
It's a good season. And then people are saying us if we win the Europa Conference League.
It's a big if.
It's a massive if, because if we don't, all right, we've got to the final. But then you've got to look at clubs like Newcastle. They're in the Champions League.
That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. Obviously, who else is in this? You've got
Brighton have had a great season.
Can you imagine Liverpool sneaking there?
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be amazing, but it would be amazing for them because they need that. And then Arsenal, where do they fit in there?
They've bottled
for
it.
190 odd, whatever, 170 odd days.
They've bottled it. You know, they've got If you said to an Arsenal fan at the start of the season, you know, take top four right now. Obviously, they've got 100%. Yeah, we'll have that. It's progression, this and that. But you know, with however many games to go, they were about 6 or 7 points clear. I think.
Wasn't it at Christmas? They were like 12 points ahead or something.
No team's
It was
bottled.
12 points, wasn't it?
No team's bottled it from that amount.
Like that's
No.
that's a big advantage, and obviously City are just like an incredible team.
Different
Like
program,
they're like top.
Yeah.
But 12 points. That's
Was it 12? It must have been around.
it
10,
was
12,
around
yeah.
10, 12. I'm pretty sure it was 12. And it's like how do you like that? That's 4 games. That's
I mean,
four
they
games.
drew. They lost to who did they lose to? City, obviously.
Hold it.
Yeah. And obviously that is like probably the biggest.
It's
game
gotta be. I
of
mean,
the
look,
season, that like
Right now, I'm sat here with me. I support West Ham, and this is the only cup I'll be getting this year.
We'll be getting rid of that, won't we? Hopefully.
If we win the Conference League, I'll smash this up in the garden.
We'll put it on TikTok.
That means that.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Obviously, other bits, we bumped into Tony Cottee about 1 a.m. That was a bit of a weird,
a strange one, wasn't it?
We'll put a picture up. You looked a bit moody in that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know why I looked so angry. It was
pretty late, wasn't it?
It was probably about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I just wanted bed. Yeah.
It wasn't because that Burgess rejected you, was it?
Of course they wouldn't do that. Why would anyone do that?
No, I'm only playing. And then obviously other things, obviously Knowlesy scrapping it, and the other big fella as well.
Yeah.
Quality. I mean, ridiculous. Because you've got 2 sections for the West Ham fans. They had the main away section, and then they had like the family section, which was to the left of the dugouts. And somehow, obviously, there's a couple old legends in there.
It was. Do you know what? As well, Paqueta, Flynn Downs, Cresswell. I think Bowen had a go, Antonio had a go. Like, that's what you want to see, innit? Apparently, Paqueta's family weren't even at the game. He's still getting in there and having it.
And he was speaking about it after, and all the players acknowledging Knowlesy for what he did.
It's quality,
it's brilliant.
We need to find out who the other chap is as well. The big bloke. He was just going right hook.
I'm pretty sure we walked past him, Knowlesy, in Dam as we were going back to the station. I'm pretty sure it was him.
It was either Knowlesy or the other fella.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
We weren't 100% though, so we didn't do it. But I said to the boys, like, if I knew that was him, I'd probably go in there and get him a pint.
Oh, mate.
You know what I mean?
He ain't buying a beer again, is he?
Yeah,
that's for sure.
So
100%, mate.
Yeah.
I think. Look, we've smashed through this episode. It's quality to have you on, mate. We'll leave it on this. We've only got 2 games left, and we might not do another episode until the season's over, or maybe before Prague, whatever. There is a high chance that we'll be doing an episode in Prague. We'll see.
That'd be mega. Yeah.
I know somebody who he's got contacts in Prague. He imports beer, and he's got a beer factory, or not a beer factory. Help me out.
Brewery.
Jesus Christ. He's got a brewery, so we might be doing an episode there. We'll see. It's all in the balance.
If not, we'll get some content.
If not, we'll get some content. But before we do, let's talk about this. Who's going down? There's 2 spots left.
Yeah.
Southampton are gone.
Yeah. I think
at the moment it's Leicester and Leeds, who are in 19th and 18th. Leicester are 4 points adrift of Forest.
They've got Forest, they've got Arsenal today.
Yeah.
Change a lot. If they win today, they're safe.
Yeah. I'm saying Leicester are going down.
Yeah,
Dean
I think
Smith
so
ain't
as
got
well.
it.
I do think that we'll just coast through that game against them.
Leeds.
But the Leicester one.
We've got them both, which is unbelievable.
I think the Leeds game will. I mean, I hope I'm not being too optimistic here. But
You're being optimistic? God, can't believe it.
I do think we'll get a result against Leeds, and I do think, obviously, by that point we'll be on 40, won't we?
Yeah, if we win that.
So I think we'll just coast through the Leicester game, but I don't think that'll be enough.
No.
I'm not too sure we've got.
I mean, we've got. Let's
be careful.
These I literally just opened these up.
Leicester away.
Leicester away. They only just come in the post yesterday or the day before. So we're going Leicester away, and it would be nice to be there and send them down. It would be nice.
But we do like Leicester.
Yeah. Honestly, like Everton.
Is it Leicester Everton?
No, it's Leicester, Leeds, Everton.
Right.
Is it?
It's around that.
It's them 3 anyway.
Yeah, like honestly, out of
safe.
those 3 teams, I would rather Leicester stay up.
Totally.
I would rather Leicester stay up.
Yeah.
I don't know why Everton try to force a rivalry with us.
They do, don't they? They love it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what that's about.
Everton, Leeds, get rid of them.
Yeah, Leeds again. I don't really have. They're just there at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really have
Leeds are a massive club with a lot of history.
And so are Everton as well.
Are. Yeah.
And obviously in recent times Leicester are as well. So it's quite weird how these teams
Yeah.
might not be in the Prem, but
I mean, one of them will be replaced by Luton or Coventry.
that is
mental.
like when you actually process that Luton away end. That is
crazy.
Yeah,
you'll have to do stuff to that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But I would like to say one thing before we wrap up. I think I think Leicester will go down, and I think Leeds will go. I did actually back Forest to go down, but I've changed my mind. I would like to see us play a lot of the youth boys in the last 2 games for sure.
100%.
You know, we've got a big game in Prague coming up. I don't want to see Antonio playing or Zuma playing, because you know what they're like. Give them a few minutes. I don't want to be fully rusty.
No.
But play Divine Mabamba, play the youth, play Ollie Scholes as well. I'd like to see him play now. We're safe.
I think all that team that won the cup and the league, I think they
Goodell,
really need to be.
I went to that game and it was brilliant. Like it was, they just looked so like in control, even after going 1-0 down and then coming back that much. Like, it just looked, it was literal annihilation. Like, literally.
Is it Gideon Kadar?
Yeah, he's
I think
a
that's
player.
Great
goal,
chip.
yeah.
That goal was brilliant.
And they could all
at the time we saw it, he just won the ball, and then next thing you know, he's stuck
Get him
in the
in the
back of
squad.
the net.
Get him in the squad.
He's
give
their
him a little
captain
run
as well.
Yeah.
He's their captain as well.
And Bama's only in there, I think, because he's a little bit older. And I think we actually he was there by sort of forced when we had only Antonio at the club. So he kind of got a bit of an in, and then he's put in some good performances. But I'd like to see some of the other boys. I think Patrick Kelly through the middle. Who's the chap who scored 2 goals?
We will find out, and we will insert an image or something.
Can't remember his name.
Cut that out.
But cool. All right, we'll wrap it there. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll be back again soon. Thanks, Beamers, Brandinho, for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem, mate. You'll be back soon.
Sweet.
Well, mate.
Cool. Come on, your
Come on, your irons.